Hey, it's Mrs. Ferris from Wood Library, and it's the first week of our fall series of Storytime. We'll be here each week on Thursdays at 10:30, but if you don't catch us then, you can watch us anytime it's convenient for you. Now, when I was trying to decide what our theme would be for this week, well, I got inspired by one of my very favorite flannel board stories. Sometimes our theme is determined by some books that I really like or by a special puppet that I want to share. But today, it's a classic tale on the flannel board. But we have to wait until the end for that because remember, the flannel board is the dessert of story time. So let me bring out my puppet friend so you can see what our theme is today. Come on up and say hi. Can you wave? This is my friend Woolsey, and he's a long-haired goat. Can you say hello? Okay, well, should we have a story? Can you get it for us, please? This is about a goat who loves to dance. It's called Fritz Danced the Fandango. Isn't that a fun word to say? Can you say it with me? Fandango. I don't know how to dance the fandango, but I sure do like saying it. This book is written by Alicia with illustrations or pictures by Ethan Long, and it's published by Scholastic, and we're reading it with their permission. And that's Fritz. Not many goats dance the fandango, but Fritz did. He danced beneath the fir trees. He danced among the heather, oh, beautiful purple flowers. He danced atop his favorite rock, and he loved the sound of his hooves. Clip, clip, clippity-clop. But the other goats snickered, and they snorted, and they laughed their tails off. Well, their snickers hurt Fritz's ears, and their snorts made his hooves feel heavy, like they'd lost their clip and their clop. I don't belong with this herd, he said. I need to find some dancing goats. Fritz imagined all the clipping, and he imagined all the clopping, and he imagined his pick of partners. Someday, thought Fritz, I'll find my herd. His heart fandangoed with hope. So one morning, when the sun was so bright and the fields were so buttercuppy, Fritz couldn't stop his hooves. He danced over the stile, across the pasture, and past the stream until he couldn't hear a single snicker or snort or laugh. In a meadow, he came upon a sheep named Liesel. "Excuse me," said Fritz, "but do you know any goats who dance the fandango?" "The fan-what-o?" asked Liesel. "The fandango," said Fritz, and he tossed off a few steps. Clip, clip, clippity-clop. "Nope," said Liesel, "but I yodel. Yodel-a-hee-hoo, yodel-y-yodel-y-hoo-hoo." "It's no fandango," she said, "but I like it." The head ewe said it turned her stomachs, all four of them, and so I left the flock. "Well, come with me," Fritz said. "I'd like the company while I find a new herd." "Oh, I'd be happy to," said Liesel. So Fritz and Liesel shambled down ravines and gambled up hills, and on the next alp they came upon a dog named Gerhard. He was dozing in the shade. "Pardon," said Fritz, "but do you know any goats who dance the fandango?" "Fan who?" said Gerhard. "The fandango!" Fritz tossed off a few steps. Clip, clip, clippity-clop. "No," said Gerhard, "but let me show you something." And he returned with a strange musical instrument. "I play the glockenspiel," said Gerhard. "Ping, ping-a-ling-ding." "It's no fandango, but it suits me," said Gerhard. "Unfortunately, my shepherd said it distracts the flock." "Well, come with us," said Fritz. "We need some help finding my herd." "At your service," said Gerhard. So Fritz and Liesel and Gerhard hopped through pastures. They climbed and climbed and they practiced. Clip, clip, clippity-clop, yodelay-hee-hoo, ping, ping-a-ling-ding. They encountered many goats, but not one danced the hokey-pokey, never mind the fandango. Now one day Fritz wandered off alone and sad to the other side of the hill. There must be something we can do, said Gerhard. Yes, said Liesel, but what? Liesel and Gerhard thought about all the goats they'd ever met. They thought about the most musical beasts they knew. Well, there's you, said Gerhard. And you, replied Liesel. But we've never danced the fandango. Fritz sighed. Will I ever find my herd? Am I destined to dance alone? Oh, his hooves felt heavy, like they'd lost their clip and their clop. But soon, Fritz began to miss more than a dancing partner. He missed Liesel and Gerhard. And just then, a sound wafted to Fritz's ears. Why, it was the sound of hooves, dancing hooves. Could it be? Whispered Fritz. And Fritz galloped up, up, up the hill, and at the top he found Liesel and Gerhard dancing. Can you guess? The fandango. How did you learn to dance like that? Asked Fritz. Oh, we watched you so often, panted Gerhard, that we taught ourselves, finished Liesel. So Fritz and Liesel and Gerhard fandangoed like there was no tomorrows. They clip, clip, clippity-clopped, and they yodelay-hee-hooed, and they even turns ping, ping-a-ling-ing on Gerhard's glockenspiel. And the trio made quite a ruckus up on the buttercuppy hills. Fritz sighed. Finally, I found my herd, he said, and his heart fandangoed with joy. So he thought he was looking for a herd, but all he really needed were a couple of really good friends. And they were good friends to learn how to dance the fandango. Well, should we do a finger play? Let's do one about some monkeys. Can you show me your fingers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll pretend those monkeys are, can you guess? Jumping on the bed. I've got 5 little monkeys, they're jumping on the bed. When one fell off, oh, he bumped his head. So his mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. So hide one down. So 4 little monkeys were jumping on the bed. One fell off and he bumped his head. So his mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. So 3 little monkeys were jumping on the bed. One fell off and he bumped his head. So mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. So that means 2 little monkeys were jumping on the bed. One fell off and he bumped his head. So mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. How many does that leave? Did you have just 1 left? Me too. So 1 little monkey was jumping on the bed. When she fell off, she bumped her head. So her mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. So there are no more monkeys, but I'm pretty sure I've got another book for us. This is a rhyming story called The Goat Parade. It's written by Stephen Kroll with pictures by Tim Kirk. And it's published by Parents Magazine Press. Once a year, at 10 to 9, many goats jump into line. Not a one can be delayed. It's time to join the goat parade. Why, they're goats with wings and goats on springs, goats seen wearing diamond rings, goats in coats and goats in boats, goats attached to giant floats, goats with ties, goats with pies, goats of every shape and size. Look, there's one that even looks like the Statue of Liberty. Up and down through the streets, you can hear their noisy bleats. Here and there around the town, you won't see a single frown. But hold on now, things could get strange. Coming close to hearing range is a boy named Sammy Pike, and he's on his two-wheeled bike. Pedaling hard, oh, the ride is great. School's ahead and Sam can't be late. Straight into the goats he rides, nicking horns and bumping hides. Goats complain and make a fuss. Sammy's like a great big bus. Plowing through, he gets ahead. And the goats, well, they like being led. So each one, against the rule, follows Sam inside the school. Then they're at his classroom door. What, you ask, is now in store? Sammy knocks and steps inside. Boys and girls run off and hide under desks and under coats. Who has seen so many goats? Goats on desks and goats in chairs. Goats are backed up to the stairs. Goats on sills and goats in sinks. Oh, who knows what the teacher thinks? What do you think that teacher's thinking? Oh, my goodness, huh? Now our Sam knows he can't bluff. It's time to show he's got the stuff. He gets out his megaphone. Look, it has an S on it for Sam. And he tells the goats, "You must go home." So they line up, just like before. And he leads them out the door, down the stairs and through the streets. Once again, you'll hear their bleats. Do you know what that means? They call it bleating when a goat goes, "Bah." But the noise soon starts to fade. Tired goats are seeking shade. Time to rest and time to feed. Leafy trees are what they need. Well, back at school, Sam gets a cheer. Just the words he wants to hear. Why, you're the best, and we're for you. We knew you'd know just what to do. But there's more. It's not the end. Can you guess what's round the bend? Next year, when the time comes round, boys and girls, without a sound, all get up and leave their chairs. Boys and girls go down the stairs. Off they go, they won't be swayed. Off to lead the goat parade. And their flag says, "Sammy is our friend." Well, do you think you can stand up? We'll go out of camera range if I do, but can you stand up and march just like you're in a parade? You can move your arms up and down. Let's try that. Let's march together, you and me. Let's march together, you and me. I'll march with you and you march with me. Let's march together, you and me. Let's do it again. Let's march together, you and me. Let's march together, you and me. I'll march with you and you march with me. Let's march together, you and me. Let's march together, you and me. One more time. Let's march together, you and me. All right. Can you sit down again? We've got one more book and then we'll have our flannel board. So this is called The Greedy Goat. Do you know what that word greedy means? It means that goat might want everything, whether it's his or not. This is a story by Petr, and I think you pronounce it Peter. We've had other books by him. Petr Horacek. He does the pictures too. And it is published by Candlewick Press. One Saturday morning, Goat decided that she was tired of eating herbs and grass. She wanted to try something new. First, she tried the dog's food for breakfast. It was delicious, especially when she washed it down with the cat's milk. And then Goat ate the pig's potato peelings for lunch. Oh, he was sleeping, didn't see it. Followed by the farmer's wife's plant, topped off with the farmer's daughter's shoe. And soon, wait a second, I think I missed a page because there's one last thing I know he has to eat, and it's just so silly we can't miss it. That evening, she thought the farmer's underpants looked like a tasty supper. What did she do? She ate them when they were hanging out on the wash line. Oh my goodness. Well, soon Goat didn't feel well. She turned red and blue and yellow and green. She went to lie down. Now, meanwhile, her greediness had been noticed. Where's my food? Where's my milk? Where are my potato peelings? Where's my plant? Where's my other shoe? Where are my underpants? Where is Goat? Well, Goat wasn't well at all. She was sick all day Sunday. Well, on Monday, her eyes stopped rolling. And on Tuesday, her tummy stopped rumbling. And on Wednesday, she stopped hiccuping. On Thursday, she let out a loud burp. It was huge. And by Friday, she looked almost white again. And by Saturday, Goat was pretty much herself again. Well, Dog got more food, and the cat got fresh milk. The pig got more potato peelings, and the farmer's wife planted a new plant. The farmer's daughter needed new shoes, and the farmer never found his underpants. But at least Goat was well again. Until she snacked on the farmer's boots. Silly Goat. Well, can you wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes and wiggle your shoulders? And how about your nose? Can you wiggle your elbows and slap your knees and stretch your arms up? And then get ready, please, because it's time for our flannel board story. Let's see if I've got all of my pieces here. I'm missing the most important part. They fell on the floor. Sometimes goats are silly like that. Well, once upon a time, there were 3 goats. There was a great big goat and a middle-sized goat and a little goat. And the name of all 3 goats was Gruff. Now they lived down here in the valley where there wasn't much to eat, but nearby there was a beautiful hillside full of great green grass. But in order to get to that hillside, those goats had to cross a bridge over a rushing river. And under that bridge lived a mean and ugly old troll. He had a nose that was as long as a poker and eyes that were, nasty. Well, the first goat to cross the bridge was the littlest Billy Goat Gruff, and his feet sounded like this. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, he went as he crossed the bridge. Who's that tripping over my bridge? Roared the troll. Oh, it's I, the littlest Billy Goat Gruff. I'm on my way up to the hillside to make myself fat. Oh, no, you're not, said the troll, for I'm coming to gobble you up. Oh, please, don't take me, said the little goat. I am so small. If you wait just a bit, my brother will come along, and he's bigger. All right, then, be off with you, said the troll. So the little goat ran on across the bridge and went way, way up to the top of the hillside to eat some grass. Well, it wasn't long before the second Billy Goat Gruff came to cross that very same bridge. He was a little bit bigger, and his feet were a little bit louder as they went across. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap was the sound he made. Who's that tripping over my bridge? Roared the troll. Oh, it's I, the second Billy Goat Gruff, said the goat. I'm on my way up to the hillside to make myself fat. Oh, no, you're not, said the troll, for I'm coming to gobble you up. Oh, please don't take me. Why, if you wait a bit, my big brother will come along, and he's so much bigger than I am. Well, the troll thought for a minute and then said, all right then, be off with you. So the second goat ran on across the bridge and went way up on the hillside to join his little brother. Well, before too very long, the third Billy Goat Gruff came to cross the bridge. He was much bigger, so his feet were much louder on that bridge. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap. Oh, that Billy Goat was so big and so heavy that the bridge creaked and groaned under his feet. Who's that tramping over my bridge, roared the troll. It is I, the big Billy Goat Gruff, said the goat in a voice that was just as loud as the troll's. I'm on my way up to the hillside to make myself fat. Oh, no, you're not, said the troll, for I'm coming to gobble you up. Well, come right along, said the goat, backing up a bit. Just see what you can do to me. I've got 4 hard hooves and 2 hard horns. I'm not afraid of you. So that mean and ugly old troll climbed up on top of the bridge. And the big Billy Goat Gruff, why, he butted him with his horns, and he kicked him with his hooves, and he tossed him over the bridge and into the water below. They didn't see him ever again. And the third Billy Goat Gruff ran on across the bridge and joined his brothers on the hillside, where they ate and ate and ate until they got fat. And unless the fat has fallen off of them, why, I bet they're still there. So, as the story goes, snip, snap, snout, this tale is told out. The tale of the 1, 2, 3 Billy Goats Gruff. Well, I hope you enjoyed our goat-themed story time today. We'll be back again next week with a new theme. So we hope you'll join us at 10:30 here on Facebook, and we'll see you then. Be sure to put something in the comments if you enjoyed the program, or if there's something you'd like to have stories about. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.